And welcome back to episode 2 of Buying the Hobby with Connor and Dante. Dante, welcome back, brother.
Oh, I mean, it's a pleasure to be back.
Hey, listen, episode 1 was great. Got to talk about the Paul Skeens, but today, and I know it's early, I feel like it's early for this, but I'm excited for it because we got a special guest on today. My man, Drew. Shout out, Drew from Fanatics. Drew,
thanks,
welcome
guys.
on.
Very happy to be here. It's exciting.
So, Drew, just an overall, Dante and I last episode, we talked about how we got into the hobby.
Yeah.
Just tell us a little bit about yourself and like how you got into it.
Fairly long story, but I'll keep it short, right? So I actually started collecting at the age of 3, believe it or not. So my parents got me into it by buying me my first ever cards. But it kind of stems back because I have deep roots to Cooperstown and baseball. So my aunt used to work at the Hall of Fame, and a lot of fun stories from there. But keep it short, it's more or less how it started.
Heck yeah. And how did you like come to We the Hobby? Like if somebody that doesn't know who you are, like what do you do here?
Well, the average problem most of us collectors run into, right, is we have a whole bunch of cards, right? So I decided what better way to get rid of them than to start single slinging, and I started my own singles show on Whatnot. Nice. So started from there and ramped it up to where I started breaking on there, doing it for fun just so I could, roll it into different products and yada, yada. And garnered a pretty good following from it. And then I realized, I was buying in actually at We the Hobby. Never realized we're up here in Rochester. I'm like, oh, snap. I'm only an hour away from there, man. And it's always a dream to be involved some way or shape or form inside the hobby. So I simply applied, and here I am, and that's it.
Heck yeah.
So, yeah.
I love it.
A lot of fun, man.
Now, mainly a baseball guy, right?
Mainly.
But Dante and I, moving from, central New York, him being a Vikings fan, me being a Chargers fan. You're
So
more
wild.
Western, I know.
I can't believe it.
Let
man.
him know. Let him know.
Go Bills!
I
Bills
know it was
Mafia,
coming.
baby!
Bills
got to
Maf.
represent, man.
Bills Moth through
Absolutely.
and through. And I like it. I was telling Dante last show, where I'm from, we didn't really have a lot of Bills fans. Like I grew up, like I said, middle of nowhere.
That's wild.
So
man.
when I moved out here for school, it was a culture shock. Like you guys live, eat, breathe Buffalo. Like
Everything.
I went to school like where you basically grew up.
Yeah.
So like I was kind of indulged in that, and I kind of fell in love with it. I'm still a diehard Chargers fan, but like seeing the Bills Mafia culture with the tailgating and
it's
just
uncomparable, man. You get
nuts.
they're the greatest people ever, and I will be very honest. I don't go to many home games.
Right.
I'm not a big cold lover, which is very against.
That's fair.
I'm with you.
They're all about the cold,
Oh, yeah.
But for me, I'm a big baby when it comes to the cold.
Me too.
But I'll go to a few games a year when I can. And like every tailgate you go to, you walk around, everybody's so kind. Everybody's offering you. Like I walked past the table one day and I'm like, oh, that smells good. They invited me in. They're like, oh, what kind of wings you want? We got this kind, that kind, that kind. You want some pizza? We got this. We just made that. They're all friendly and very good. So
I love it.
It's a great environment to be in.
We have like 6 fans, so the Chargers. So I can't relate, but yeah, I went to the Tampa Bay game last year. It was like a Thursday night game, and it was absolutely. I had never been to a Bills game, and it was absolutely incredible. So
you grew up in New York your whole life,
and
you only went to that. That was your first Bills game.
First ever Bills game. Have you been?
Wow.
I have. So I went a couple years ago. I actually went on like Christmas Eve years ago with my cousin. We took my cousin. He's a Dolphins fan.
Oh, nice.
So we went to Buffalo. I was on crutches for that game too because it was right after my knee surgery, and I didn't have the same.
Really?
I didn't have the same experience as Drew. I got spit on.
Really?
I got mocked.
Well, was this when they were
that's
good
fair
though? Were they good at this point? Because they went through some rough times.
Honestly, no, I don't think so.
Very long, rough time.
Maybe that's what it is.
I don't even remember who the quarterback would have been. Maybe Tyrod at the time.
Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
Because
JP
it was the year that the
Gosh, yeah,
Dolphins
we were
had like
angry then.
Tannehill and then also moved on to like Matt Moore and they like made the playoffs and whatnot.
Oh, I forgot. That was right before Tua, wasn't it? Or a couple of years before?
Yep. I don't
Interesting.
even know who'd have been I don't even know. Probably Tyrod.
Yeah, probably.
I don't think Allen
We had
would have been
Tyrod
there.
once. And
We
then we
did.
punctured his lung.
And then Herbert took
And then
over.
Herbert took over, and it's a story ever
his
since.
story
It was good.
yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Shout out
Yeah.
Tyrod. All right, anyways, Drew, I want to get back in on it. So you're primarily Fanatics baseball, all Fanatics baseball here.
Yep.
So with that, like, what's what's your personal, like your favorite product to rip? It doesn't even have to be baseball, but if you had to choose one,
yeah,
what would it be?
that's really tough,
Isn't it?
There's so many great products out there, but to narrow it down, and they're the prettiest cards, man. Sapphire.
Sapphire.
Anything Sapphire.
I agree.
So, and it's easy. Like you can get into a whole different kinds of product. You got Bowman Chrome, you got Bowman Flagship, you got so you can keep going. But yeah, Sapphire, man. Oh, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
I have to. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I was telling you. Like, I got into baseball like heavier, like 2 or 3 years ago, being a Pirates fan. Like, it's kind of tough.
Yeah,
and now, like this past year, I've been getting into breaks, and I was telling you, I only want to break Sapphire,
dude,
because
I love it.
It's just beautiful. It's beautiful. It's so expensive though, but
it's
kind
not
of
cheap,
worth it.
but yeah, it's extremely worth it. Especially if you hit, like I was chasing Lombard first, right?
Right.
His first base Sapphire. I mean, personally, it's a PC card for me, but PSA 10 of it now with his spring training,
his market's going up.
Oh yeah,
he's one of the highest rising prospects in baseball right now in terms of market.
Right.
Yeah, I just traded a PSA 10 first. George Lombard, first auto to 99 out of Sapphire, for an Aaron Judge Transcendent auto to 10, man. So that gives you an idea of how his market's doing right now. Yeah, I mean, the guy definitely hooked me up on that deal, but at the end of the day, they're pretty equal in price, so which is wild.
And now you have Sapphire across all three of the sports.
Right. I know.
Like basketball, they did Sapphire, which was all right. Football, I think they did a much better job.
I think so too.
With Sapphire. Did you get to rip any of the football?
I've ripped a couple. So I don't get to rip a lot of wax as it is, because I primarily do repack. But like at the end of the night, like throughout the night, Nick and I will put up 32 giveaways for a free break, and we've been doing Sapphire.
Okay.
And honestly, like I'm so excited to rip that across the night. Like I know I do rip some really fun repacks, but like Sapphire is one of my favorite products, and I haven't hit a Papa yet, but we did pull you did?
Yeah, it was really release day. We hit Alfred Sengun. That was it.
That's sick though.
It was auto, no Wemby, but
the Papa Radashas are sick. I don't even know how do you say it, by the way?
Papa Radasha.
That's
how I say it.
That's how I say
I
it
hope
too.
that's right.
I say
Right?
Papa Radasha.
Yeah.
Papa Radasha.
Everybody says that for like different.
You get a
but I think
little,
it's Papa Radasha.
Papa Radasha.
A little something extra.
Yeah, church it up. It's fun.
All right, so we got your favorite product, any Sapphire, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite moment since working here, like at WeTheHobby?
Oh my
like
gosh,
that you've
dude.
experienced so far?
I've had so many favorite moments with this place.
Right.
To narrow it down is pretty hard, but I guess it's kind of easy when Michael Rubin's doing a good thing putting on Fanatics Fest, man. Going to Fanatics Fest last year, that was incredible.
Were you nervous though?
Very. Oh yeah, very
I
nervous,
get that
dude.
way,
Yeah,
too.
I'm not very good at being in front of large groups of people. That was a very large group of people there. Okay, walking by. The nice part is it was flowing. So where we had our booths set up, and we're doing live breaks there. It was intimidating initially going there, especially since I'm not good in big cities and stuff too. New York is freaking huge, man, and so that just has me nervous as it is. But overall, yeah, it was a great time though, walking around the convention, seeing all the happy faces, man, and seeing where we're going as a hobby with having the kiddos walking around.
Right.
There's some little dudes I invited into the booth that had better PCs than I could ever even dream of having. Okay, walking around with their
that's what I'm
It's the little kids.
It's the little kids with the craziest collection.
Yeah, there's this one dude that
because
like
they aren't in it to sell, so
Right.
they're just stacking everything.
stashing it all, man. Yeah,
Smart.
this kid legit pulled out a slab that was at least like 10 G's last conference. I'm like, what the heck is this thing, man?
Where'd you get that from?
Yeah, and he's like, I traded up for it. I'm like, okay. Good for you.
Hey, that's what I'm
All
doing.
Good for you.
Yeah, no, but yeah, the hobby's in great hands. But watching everybody there and how interactive it was, that was probably one of the better experiences so far was going there. So I absolutely loved it. But yeah.
A lot of breakers don't we're definitely fortunate to be able to break in front of in that type of atmosphere. You were at Fanatics Fest. I've broken at the National a couple of times.
I watched
and
you,
I don't know if you guys can attest here, but it seems like most breakers I talk to that kind of have done that before, and I ask them about the experience, they're like, I'm the biggest introverted extrovert that you'll ever meet. It makes me so anxious to have to go up on stage and break in front of people. So I totally agree with you.
Bro, I was actually talking about you yesterday. So in that regard, I'm like, yeah, he went up on the main stage. I was at the National and I watched you go up on the one on main stage there ripping. I saw your hands at first, brother. I'm not gonna, you did a great job. You did a great job up there. So you portrayed yourself as confident. You're doing good until I watched your hand go down and touch one of the cards.
Little shake. See, I feel like that's where Dante's going to be good at something like that.
Yeah.
I feel like
just for
Yeah.
performing in front of people.
Right. You've
look like
done
a
it
public
before.
speaker.
Oh, yeah.
You know, good
Oh,
public
definitely.
speaker.
But
Okay.
it's different when you got 1,000 people on a screen watching you.
Right.
Then
It's
1,000
it's
people
You're
Totally.
talking to a
in front
camera
of you,
versus
like-
faces, man.
Right.
It's a
Because they can
big,
boo you.
different
They
ball.
can't
yeah.
boo you on. Well, they
yeah.
could. They could write in the chat, but they can't boo you from out out in the crowd.
Or like-
they can.
I remember a specific time when we were at the National. I was like, it was right when we got up on main stage. I was like, "How's everybody doing today?" Not a single word. And I was like, "All right."
It's like you ever see the ninja incident at New Year's Eve? Rockin' New Year's Eve.
Oh,
where,
yes,
where he
yes.
did the
This
like
was
the
a-
floss or something or whatever.
It was a
and
minute
nobody
ago.
did it
No
back.
one reacted. I was like,
One of those moments.
that's
damn.
like the
One of
worst.
those
That's the
moments.
worst experience ever. I feel like.
You just get no reaction.
All right, so back on topic.
Yeah,
Favorite experience was at Fanatics Fest Breaking Live. Even though you were a
Yeah.
little nervous.
absolutely.
Who do you specifically go after to collect? So I know you're a big Yankees guy, but is there like a specific player that you kind of chase?
So yeah, I'm very biased when it comes down to that. Huge Yankees fan, but honestly, and it's easy to collect that. But the largest players actually in my PC right now are Derek Jeter, and this might surprise you for the next one, but actually Pedro Martinez.
That's
so
sick.
it's a complete opposite.
Dang,
Pedro,
this guy.
that was my
He's a
dude
cheater.
growing up,
Should have
so-
been a Yankee.
Yeah,
Should have been a Yankee.
Oh, that's the thing though, is he was very outspoken. He would have never become a Yankee. You know what I mean? He was very about his ways. You know?
Oh, yeah.
He was very against the Yankees, and a lot of people out there that are other Yankees fans might be hating on me now for even saying that Pedro there. But I'm not gonna lie, I had a Derek Jeter poster on my wall right next to my
Right.
Pedro Martinez poster
That's
on my
sick,
wall growing
though.
up as a kid. So, but that and then I really like PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong. I
He's a
really
beast.
like
He's
Jose
quick.
Ramirez. I really like Kerry Carpenter from the Tigers,
Mm-hmm.
and Lawrence Butler from the Athletics. So I'm pretty diverse when it comes to that. And then I do collect a lot of football as well. So, but Don Kincaid's probably my number one
Yep.
there for my PC. So, but yeah.
I
Makes
mean,
sense.
I find it interesting about the whole Pedro thing. I think you can attest, obviously, being both Yankees fans here.
Yeah.
I think it maybe psychologically. I mean, I don't want to speak for you,
Okay.
but do you think that maybe psychologically it was that the connection between the rivalry, what they were going through, maybe helped influence that like PC? Because that's always something that I was fascinated about, like
That's a
growing
good
up.
point.
The Yankees and Red Sox,
Yeah.
always a huge rivalry. And like you said, Pedro was very outspoken that
Yeah.
he hated the Yankees,
Yeah.
threw at Yankees.
I can admire
Like,
that though. You know,
that's-
he was
that's
true
what I'm
to
saying.
himself. You
Right.
know, he went up on that mound and you know, he was hardcore. You
Right.
didn't have any problem. Batter took too
Right.
long in the box, what have you, getting ready. He's hitting them. You
Right.
know, that was awesome. I love watching that. And I didn't care if it, you know, he hit Jeter before. You
Right.
know? You know, that hurts. It hurts me. But at the same time, I can admire it
Right.
because he's true to his craft. He's
Right.
true to his
See,
game.
I
and
don't
he's got
know
the
if I
heart
could.
and
You don't
passion.
think you could?
I don't know if I could collect a rival.
You know?
I just
No?
don't know. 'Cause I can't root for their success.
Right. That'd be like
I
me.
can't.
I'm
Like,
not rooting for the team's
No,
success.
I
I'm rooting
know.
for his success. You know?
I
It's
know.
like I can't imagine me ever trying to like PC Patrick Mahomes. I just couldn't do it.
Oh,
dude.
never on that
That would
one,
make me
but-
so sick. Yeah,
Yeah,
right. Like,
yeah, I get that,
I
but-
admire him, but
I can't even say that.
yeah, I know I hate Patrick.
Yeah.
I love Patrick Mahomes.
I'm sorry, but I know you do.
I'm a big supporter of Mahomes. I love Mahomes.
Oh man, ouch.
The reason why I love Mahomes is because I spent too long hating Curry,
Fair.
and I'm like, I just respect him, and
Right.
now I love Mahomes. I
Okay.
love Curry.
You do.
I hated his dominance, and I
Right.
think a lot of people hate Mahomes' dominance, but I'll just sit back, respect it. And
This is the thing with Mahomes for me. Being in my division and just wiping us out every single year.
I mean, I
It
understand.
breaks
I
my
understand
heart,
you.
dude. Like
I
Tell
have-
me about
Yeah,
it, man.
I
Come
know,
on.
me too. Me too.
Jeez, 13 seconds,
I
buddy.
know.
Come
Minnesota
on.
has
I know.
no ties to
I
what's
know.
it called. Like I hate the Eagles.
That's fair.
Like
See, and I love Hurts. I think Hurts is a baller.
Yeah, yeah. I think he's a little underrated personally.
I
we
do
talked
too.
about that
You know.
last week.
Yeah, we did.
His
We did.
market a little bit
Yeah.
and where it's sitting amongst high-end quarterbacks.
Everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not fair for him, man. He
It
should
sucks.
definitely be higher.
And
But-
I get the criticism. Like I understand he has everything that
Oh, yeah.
most teams don't have. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All 5 offensive linemen could be all first team all pros. Half of them are probably going to be Hall of Famers. You have AJ
Oh, yeah.
Brown, you have Devonta Smith, you have
Mm-hmm.
honestly like even like your third receiver Shahad Dotson, your running back is Saquon Barkley, your defense is disgusting. You have
Yeah.
Nick Sirianni who's crazy, but I mean
Yeah.
he's proven like I understand the criticism towards him, but like going into that Super Bowl, everybody was like, "Oh, he's got a bad knee," or was it a hip? I don't know.
I don't even know.
Something was wrong with him, and he took that game over. Saquon didn't really even do anything in the Super Bowl.
No, yeah.
You know, like both Super Bowl performances that he's played in against the Chiefs
have been very good.
Almost flawless.
Yeah.
Like,
I just don't think the Eagles make it all the way to the Super Bowl without Saquon.
I mean, maybe.
I don't think Hurts could have got him there without Saquon this year.
I mean, probably.
That's where I put him down a little bit.
You're
Not
probably
put him down,
right, but like we can.
you can nitpick with that. With
You
every
can do
team.
that with everything.
Oh, of course.
You know what I'm saying? So and that's fair. That's
I'm
fair.
back. I've always been back and forth with Hurts. I always liked
Right.
Hurts. I loved Hurts in college.
Right.
Bama, Oklahoma.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I forgot.
Maybe I'm a doubter.
That's all right though.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's the best thing about sports is we can doubt and go from there. You know?
Oh, 100%.
That's what I like about it.
100%.
I don't know.
And
Absolutely.
story for conversation for another time, but they're talking about the tush push right now.
I know.
And whether,
well, let's talk
whether or
about
not
it.
they
Gonna
should
ban
ban it.
No, let's talk about it real quick. What are your guys' thoughts? You start.
I mean,
you start, and then Drew,
it's-
I'll go to you.
Here's the thing is, because we'll get into this soon too, I find it similar to something like the torpedo bat, where you're just playing the system. And there's no rules against it.
It's
It's
legal.
not. It's legal.
That's
allowed.
fair.
But is it I don't know. Is it giving you more of an advantage?
Right.
I don't know. Just do. If you got a great offensive line, just do it. The only bad negative thing is people get injured on it
Yeah.
because of
Getting low.
Yeah.
Those are some big boys.
Yep.
On the
Oh,
line,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's like the
Talking like a
only
ton.
thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The Eagles are the only ones that have really mastered it. I mean, the Lions got it a little bit because their offensive line is disgusting, but like
It's the Eagles thing.
it's the Eagles thing.
Yeah.
And that's where I was going to bring that up too, man. If only one team's doing it successfully, how can you really
Right.
get rid of it? You know what I'm
No,
saying?
I agree.
If it was such a big freaking deal, why wasn't every team doing it then and working for
You know what the big thing that bothers me? It's not even necessarily the play. Well, it is the play. Is that I always hate, especially fantasy wise, when
Yeah.
Saquon takes them all the way downfield to the 1 yard line,
And you're like,
and
okay,
then
here we go.
Jalen Hurts gets the 1 yard
yard,
touch
yeah.
push into the end zone.
I mean, we
Yeah.
see that with a lot of
My
teams. Like the
parlays hate that too.
the Bills have that same situation,
and
though.
Josh
I mean,
Allen takes
they
it
get at the one,
every
James Cook will
time.
go down to the one or
Yep.
something like that. So I see where you're coming from, though. For me, I'm fine with it too. There are certain circumstances though, like watching the Washington. I don't know if you remember this, but the Washington NFC Championship game, they're at the one and
Oh yeah,
right at the goal
Yup.
line, and they
Yup.
almost had to give a touchdown
Yup.
because they kept.
which I never knew was a thing.
Right. So it makes it. I don't know how they've. Maybe you have to announce it. Maybe you have to announce that you're going to do it
Mm-hmm.
or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like there's already too many rules in the NFL as it is.
So
right now,
many.
man.
They're
They
working
keep
on
cracking down on
many
that
more
right
right now too.
It's
They got a bunch of
ridiculous.
league
Yeah.
proposals going on right now.
That's fair.
I can't stand it, man. Personally,
I do too.
let the
We should go
players
back to the
play.
70s. No roughing the passer.
Oh, did you see-
helmet to helmet should be legal.
They
I'm just
changed,
kidding.
Right?
They changed the overtime rules. Oh, unless that was an
Yes.
April Fool's joke. I have no.
Wait,
clue.
was it?
I don't know. Now I don't know today.
It's
I
April
don't know
Fool's
anything.
today, that's
Speaking of
right.
that, I
Oh,
do
gosh.
later in this pod, I do want to talk about an April Fool's thing. That's obviously I assume that a lot of people here know what we're talking about, but we'll get into it.
Yeah, I feel like
Drew,
I gotta fact check everything.
one thing,
Hmm.
sorry, we went off on a nice tangent there, but I do want to get back to something
yeah.
because this is one of the craziest moments I think in We the Hobby history so far.
Yeah.
A little flashback.
Okay.
You're on Fanatics. It may have been a Friday, may have been a Saturday. I don't know.
Okay.
You had pulled the Jack Cags Superfractor,
Hmm.
and then he hopped in the chat. Tell me about that whole experience.
That was epic. Just absolutely epic.
Nuts.
So, I mean, obviously, we all know. We don't know what the heck's coming out of the wax.
Right.
But I don't know if you guys are familiar or not, but we did have a promo
Yep.
running at
Yep.
the time,
Yep.
right? That had, it was more or less for each case of that product, 2024 Bowman Draft that we rip, whether it's Super Jumbo, Jumbo, or HTA.
Yeah, what did that
we
come
added-
out of, if you don't mind me
It
asking?
came out of Jumbo.
Jumbo.
So
gotcha.
yeah. And so for each case we rip, we add an extra monetary amount to the pot. Well, we had ripped so many freaking cases without hitting a super, right? It was insane. So I was upwards of getting close to like 200 cases just myself, right?
Jeez
So
Louise.
mind you, the pot grew to over $120,000. So
cow.
half that pot was going to the person that hit the super. The other half was going to everybody else that was in the break. So it was
That's so
break
cool.
credit, right? And so I knew it was in the auto spot. And as soon as I open up the pack, I see the super, and you know, your eyes light up.
You're
as soon as
pumped.
you see that.
You don't even
Yeah,
care
you're
who
like,
it
oh,
is at
gosh,
this
gold vinyl. Yes, I'm like,
Right.
all right, the promo's done. We just killed the promo. This is freaking awesome. well, all right, guys, we're going right for it, and I go and I cut the cards, put it all down. I'm like, all right, and here we are, and I see it, and I'm like, no freaking way, pull it, and it's Jack Caglione. I lose my freaking mind, dude. So like how perfect it was just to end the promo in that manner with literally like the best chase card in the whole freaking product.
Right.
Like it's insane. And since then, I pulled another of his
Super
Autos out of there, the Plasma Super Auto, which is my favorite insert out of there. So it was freaking insane though, man. And I went to a fantastic individual who's always rocking and roll with us too.
Awesome.
So, and then that card, I don't know if you know, it sold for $80,000.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
It's insane, man.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
awesome. And they got the bounty too, right?
Exactly. Yeah. They hit that
Nice little payday.
the promo and got the credit off of that. So all in all, I believe the individual walked away with $140,000. So between the credit and the actual sale of the cards.
Yep.
So, but
That's
yeah,
awesome.
Kags came into
I was
the
gonna say,
room
yeah.
virtually, talked to us.
Yeah.
I talked to him also through Instagram here and there, and I have. Like, I'll put it this way. I've never worn a jersey other than a Yankees jersey. I'd buy a Kags jersey.
Oh,
Would you?
100%.
So,
He's
yeah,
he's
talk-
a stud in college.
He's all about
He's a
the
stud
hobby,
now.
bro.
Right,
Yeah,
he
he's
is.
a
Oh,
stud
yeah.
of a player, but he's a stud of a human being,
Right.
man.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
actually talking
If-
to him. Like, it's
Oh,
yeah.
If he, I was gonna say, if he wanted to be like the next Otani, I don't want to say the next Otani, but like,
Yeah, 'cause
if
he's
he
pushing it,
wanted to
bro.
be an Otani-like player, he could.
Yeah.
Be. Like he can hit and he can pitch. What's funny is that day they hit that. I remember. So our studio in Jams is literally right above baseball.
Yep.
I heard a shake like I've never heard before.
We have an earthquake.
Because you were with Ben, right?
Yeah.
Ben was.
He gets fired.
Dude,
Oh,
I picked
he
up Benny. I'm
fired
pretty
up.
sure I picked him up. I'm like, let's go.
I
Just
remember
lifted him, man.
shaking.
So-
I yelled the product.
I was
Yeah,
like,
oh my
they hit
gosh.
something massive. So I had to like pull my phone and look, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
That's got to be a good feeling.
Wow.
Gosh, yeah, I've had a couple of those so far, those polls, man, and it's exhilarating, really. You know,
That is
you're
awesome.
happy you pulled, and you're happy for the person on the other end that's receiving
course.
that. Like that's freaking awesome, dude.
Right.
This guy just got a monster hit.
I mean, that's what the hobby's about.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Just the
absolutely.
experiences and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, would that be your biggest hit of all time? Well, what's your biggest hit?
Debatable. So,
You've hit some big cards, Drew.
they're
Drew's hit
definitely
some monsters.
know.
definitely gotten lucky in that area.
Right.
Yeah, we'll say. But favorites wise, and then up there. I mean, recently I pulled a Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout, Albert Pujols
Oh,
Triple
yeah.
Auto 101.
Yep.
Yeah.
I pulled the Shohei Ohtani Super Auto out of Cosmic, which is freaking sick. So that came as an auto redemp, but
Yeah.
knowing the individual that hit it, she sent me a
Oh, I
picture
saw
of
it.
the
Yeah.
card.
Yep,
so,
yep, yep.
oh my gosh,
She came
it's
into our
beautiful.
chat and was talking about it. Yeah. Beautiful
Love it.
card.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd have to say, I mean, anything with Shohei on it is money. So but yeah, there's been a few monsters here and there. So
Heck yeah.
and then of course my own bias when it comes to things.
Right.
I pulled
Yeah,
a couple Aaron Judge
That's how I get.
101s.
Oh, of
That's how I
course.
get
So,
too.
yeah.
You
Of
know?
course. So
Get
there's
giddy.
like there's just special ones, and then there's like the most expensive ones.
Yes.
Or the
Yeah.
coolest ones. Like
Yeah.
there's so many different layers to
I
your
know,
biggest
so-
hit.
Absolutely. Like any Derek Jeter I pull, dude. Derek
That's
Jeter's
my
pretty
biggest.
good.
Ah,
Exactly. Yeah. That makes me so happy to pull Jeets. So
I love how they put in Sapphire a lot. I think it's I think it's Topps Chrome Sapphire.
okay.
Is that a thing?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm still
You're
new to
good,
baseball.
You're good. Yeah.
We pulled a Derek Jeter red Sapphire
Mm.
auto the other day out of our Pantheon, and I was like, I love how they're starting to put some of the vets in it.
yeah.
You know, so cool.
Yeah,
I love
that's
it.
freaking dope, dude.
So, another big thing that came out this past year in
Mhm.
baseball. We were talking about the Paul Skeens on the last episode.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the whole MLB debut patches? Are you a fan?
Yeah, I'm a fan. I think it's a cool concept as
Right.
far as the debut patches go.
Right.
So, that's the I did see this somewhere else, but it's exactly how I feel. But it is the biggest day of their career.
Right.
of course.
Think about getting to that level
Right.
of play, you
Right.
know, for any sport for that matter. Once you make it to the pros, you're there, you made it.
Right.
You know, these guys put blood, sweat, and tears to get to where they're at now. So
Right.
they earned that, you know. So to put that into a card, essentially, that's their biggest card they'll ever have, man.
Right.
That's their debut.
And you see it all. I feel like I've seen it all over like social media. Like even like not big name players, they're trying to not card collectors at all. You know, not big name players. They're trying to find that card.
Yeah,
because
it
they're
means
so
that
connected
much,
to it,
man.
It's
Exactly.
so cool. It's so
Yeah.
neat to me. Now, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, did you see the whole Yankees situation with JC Escara?
I did.
And
see
how
that.
he gave away his debut,
To
but he
Nestor?
didn't make his debut that day.
Right.
So then the next
Yeah.
day he had another jersey with a rookie debut patch on it.
So there's 2.
So is there technically 2, or did?
Do you know how those patches are placed?
No.
They're basically stickers.
Are
so
they?
you can just stick it on there.
Oh, do you
So
think
I'm
he
pretty
may
sure,
have taken
Peeled
it
it?
off, put it on?
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure they're just extra sticky stickers, and they just stick them onto the sleeve. Pull it
Interesting,
off.
because I will say
So-
he did give him in the photo in Nestor Cortez holding up the jersey, the debut patch is on it.
Yeah,
Is it?
I saw that. So I wonder what came with all that.
Yeah,
so
that is
Yeah.
crazy.
I'm looking into that
It's
a little bit
interesting.
myself.
I saw a bunch of videos on it. People are like, "Oh, so is there technically 2 now? How does that
Yeah.
work?"
Well, yeah. we
Yeah,
can get some
but if
conspiracies
that's
here.
if that's the case, like why would he take it off and put it on the next jersey that he was wearing? You know what I'm saying? If you already wore it, why not just take it off and? Because is that card live? Has that card been pulled yet?
That card is not in a product.
It's not in a product yet, so we're
that'll
gonna
be
find
coming
out.
Oh yeah.
It'll be
Interesting.
coming up this year. That's the 2025 Topps Chrome update.
Gotcha.
Is when those debut patches will be coming.
Gotcha. Okay. So he's going to be in the next class.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, also, I think with this next class, a new product that I just learned about today. It says it right on this card,
Oh gosh.
right here.
Yeah.
New gold MLB logo patches for the 2025 season for 2024 award winners. So you have Aaron Judge, you have Ohtani, you have Sale, you have Scooble, you have Skeens and Gill.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
They're cool, but we need to be like, if they leave it at just that, all right, that's fine. Whatever.
What are we? Yeah.
What are they gonna do next year? Are we gonna have runners up in there too? Are
Right.
they gonna be getting patches too? Like,
Right.
are we just gonna keep
Or
giving
like
out to
the
all the
all
studs and
MLB
whatever?
teams.
Are we going to do each
Yeah.
hit?
Yeah. Like,
This was his third hit of the
Are we
season.
just gonna keep making
Is
more
it
and
too
more and
much, is what
more?
you're trying to say?
Yeah, I don't want to push it, you know. So the debut patch is sick. Love them. It's a great idea. It's a great chase.
Right.
Throwing those out there, it looks like a money grab to me.
Yeah,
you
a little
know?
gimmicky.
So it keeps pushing in that direction,
Fair.
you know. So I like it. It's great. They're going to be one-on-ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The only one that you got out
Right.
there. And, yeah, they're player-worn. Dope. But, yeah, let's leave it at that. You
What
know,
are your
let's not keep
thoughts?
pushing it.
No, I kind of
Yeah.
agree. I agree. Like, love the idea
Yeah.
with the debut patches. They're going to be
Yeah.
bringing it into the NFL and the NBA,
Mm.
hopefully within the next couple of years. But let's not overdo it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let's
like,
not oversaturate
wait,
the hobby as it is. You know?
in like, what does that mean? So, like, you have your NBA debut or your NFL or MLB debut patches,
Mm-hmm.
and then what do these patches really represent? Is it a game worn game one, or is it like that patch? Like we were just talking about, they're connected to the players. How are these award patches connected to the players? You know, like what game does it represent? You know what I'm saying?
Season. You know,
Yeah,
so
I
it represents
guess.
their season that they had for that year.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they stood out the most because they did X, Y, and Z.
Fair.
They won these awards because they're freaking studs for these reasons.
Fair.
You know, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's just basically that wrapping up their accomplishments for the year and putting it on a card. more
You know
or
what?
less.
The Judge one would have been so
Yeah.
much cooler if it was game 2. The game,
Of the-
the game where like he had 3 home runs.
That would be sick.
The 9 total Yankees home runs, and he had 3 of them, which would be cool. I don't mind it, but yeah, it's definitely more. It's kind of goes what we talked about last week with just more and more parallels,
Right.
and how they're just
Yeah.
adding.
They need
more
to
and more
find
big
that happy
hits.
medium.
Yep. And the question is, I wonder what product this would go in.
Right.
The gold patches. I don't know. It's something different. It's cool. See how it goes after 1 year, and if it's
Yeah.
not amazing, you can can it.
Yeah.
If it helps,
Yeah,
the
who
hobby,
knows? It
then
might
keep
just
it.
blow up. I don't know.
I don't know. It's the
Like,
best
I
players
like
from
new
last year.
things. It's cool having something new, but
Yeah.
I just don't want it to be where we just keep making more
Oh, I
and
get
more
it.
new while still having the same products we have right now.
Right.
There's great products out there, but you just keep adding more to it, and then next thing you know, it's the late 80s, early 90s, and now we're in a whole junk wax, and you know we are in a junk wax era. So that's where it comes down with all the parallels and
Right.
stuff. So it's just a matter of, you know, they got a lesson down on some things. Personally.
You also have the logo mans.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you saw, but the Shohei 101 Black Dynasty logo man sold for $1,067,500.
Yeah, that's some coin, dog.
What are your
Man,
thoughts on
that's
that whole
insane.
situation?
That's absolutely insane. Well, I mean, not to glaze him any, but it is Shohei Ohtani.
It is
Come
Shohei.
on, man. It's freaking
And this
Shohei
is his
Ohtani.
first logo man
So-
in the Dodgers kit, right?
As far as I'm
Oh.
aware. So That was that
That's
whole
big.
set, and I was telling you off camera about,
Yep.
you know, the 50-50
The
set.
50-50,
So,
yep.
that wasn't necessarily anybody out there that's ripped the 50-50 set knows that's really freaking hard to hit,
Yep.
man.
Oh,
I
yeah.
ripped that set. Okay, I bought it when it dropped. I got all base cards as well. You know, like as probably almost everybody out there got, and it's so freaking hard just to even hit a chrome card out of there. You know, refractor, what have you. But yeah, to get that, it's an incredible card. Don't get it wrong.
I know. I
Great
got to see
season.
it now.
But it's at the end, it's Shohei Ohtani, dude. That's a generational talent right there, man. Can't deny that.
On that same product, I mean, you're probably more knowledgeable on it. How's like the resale on that type of thing? Because we saw it with Wemby and Mercury. I would assume
dude.
something close to similar. That market's kind of crashed just a little bit. Obviously, the injury doesn't help.
A little bit might
but
be an exaggeration.
Yeah, I know. Have you noticed how his cards have been?
Dove in that set wise. I haven't dove too much into comps of it because, like I said, I hit nothing. We didn't rip any of it on stream, you know. So it wasn't anything to where I really dove headfirst into. If I would have gotten a hit, I would have been like, all right, let's do some research, see what other parallels go for, what the ink goes for, you know. But at the end of the day, anything Ohtani goes for just insane bucks right now. You pull some of his base cards out of like just Series 1, like 2025 Series 1. Look at some of those still sell for like $1 to $2. That's a base card. They printed like 1 million something of those things, man. Still selling for $1. That's crazy. Like that's crazy. Most of everybody else are like the cards you throw away, or they're like 10 cents. You know what I mean? A card. So yeah, it speaks volume of who he is as a player.
Right.
You know?
For sure.
Oh yeah, and it's just example like 6,000 about where the market's going.
Right.
That card sale. That's a lot.
I know.
That is a lot. I think that gets
Yeah.
people even hungrier
I think so too.
to hop in breaks, to buy their own
me hungry.
personal boxes.
I can hit a card like that.
Right.
Like, oh,
Like that,
yeah, let's go chase
It's so
that,
crazy.
you
One
know?
card can change your life.
Oh yeah.
And don't take that with a grain of salt. Don't go crazy.
Right.
But like one card can change your life.
I'm sure we've all pulled crazy cards.
Oh,
right?
for sure.
Yeah, and on multiple times I've pulled those cards, you know. So
It's one of the reasons I'm here. You know, that's why I love doing it.
Yeah, it's insane. You never know. It's like I said earlier. You never know what's going to be coming out of wax when you're ripping it, dude. And when you pull that, you know, once in a lifetime hit, it's freaking awesome, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm just the one pulling it. I'm not even the one receiving it. You know.
And
so
there's no better feeling to, especially when you could become personal with a lot of people in your chat.
That
You know
too,
what's
dude.
going on in their life, and you hit a big card, and you're like, I know this person.
Right.
If he does decide to sell it, he's gonna do great things with that money, or he's gonna keep this and he's gonna cherish this card, or this person's saving for their wedding.
Right.
That's a huge help to doing so.
You know, that's a lot of thing. You know, you see on social media, like people rip on breakers a lot because like we get excited and this and that. And my thing to that, obviously I don't talk about it, but I see it, you know?
Yeah.
And I want to answer why we do that. It's because this is what I do for a living. I work 40 hours a week, just like anybody else here, right? Anybody else in the world that works a normal job. I work 40 hours a week. These people that I'm on with, they come on for the enjoyment of us, of the cards. And we have personal, like you said, personal connections. These are our friends that we go in, not just customers. They are our friends. And we get excited for them. We want to see that pulled for them. So
yeah.
I agree. I agree with you guys.
Absolutely,
It's just as exciting for us to pull that for them as it is for them to hit the card because we are excited for them.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Back to the Shohei topic. We're both Yankees fans. Shohei or Aaron Judge?
As a
Judge, baby, come
You
on.
have to choose.
As a true hitter, Judge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
All
As a
freaking
true
day
hitter,
as a
yeah.
hitter, yeah.
Judge, AL MVP's done. It's already done. We're 3 games in. It's done.
Okay.
No, if Judge, you know what's so dangerous?
Well,
Yeah.
Judge has already had 4 home runs in 3 games. I think he had like 1 in the first month of baseball last year.
I remember that.
He
And
might break his own record.
he went to like,
Again.
what did he have last year? 56?
56 in his first month was awful.
And now with
off.
the whole cheating bat thing, you can get almost
there you go.
100. So let's talk about that.
Imagine Judge using that bat.
Joke, man.
What
Oh,
is he
geez.
not? Is he
No, he's
not using this?
No, he don't. He's too good. He don't need it.
Dang. Could you imagine if he did though?
Well, here's the thing.
He
It's not.
should.
They're not using the bats to like.
I know.
Yeah, all right. So
I get
without to the people out there that don't know, yeah, they're using these bats because of science, okay? So they're looking at where these dudes are actually hitting the ball on the bat and what works for them.
Right.
So if you got a guy that's, you know, maybe he's choking up, whatever, however he's holding his bat, he's hitting it in a little bit more on the bat, you know, Chisholm.
I was just about to say
I was literally about to
Chisholm's
say
a
the same
perfect
thing, too.
example.
It works for him,
He's got
man.
3 home runs
So
already.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
He's a beast.
yeah, so and a lot of people might not even know what's going on with these bats, which would be mind-boggling to me if you don't know about them by now. But yeah, they're tapered at the end. It looks funny, right?
It's
the bats look
beefier
funny.
in the barrel.
Sweet spot.
Sweet
Yeah,
spot.
you know
That's
what I
the
mean?
word.
Yeah, it just moves it down a little bit. Essentially, I don't think it's cheating. It's not cheating. They're completely legal, and it's not just the Yankees are making them, you know, hot right now because they're doing what they're doing.
They do well,
but they're not the only ones using it in the league. There's a bunch of other players out there using them right now. So, it's just if it works for them, the MLB is currently allowing it. Let it happen. Who cares? I don't care if, and I loathe the Astros.
Right.
Okay? Absolutely loathe the Astros. I'm not a big fan of the Red Sox as a whole. And I don't care if you gave it to, you know, little Altuve or anybody else down there on their team. Whoever wants to use those bats, man, and it works for them, use them. Okay? They're there. They're legal. Use it. Everybody has the fair opportunity to get their hands on them. So if it works for them, great.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, then don't use it.
So are you both cool with using these bats from here on
whatever.
out?
Yeah.
You know, the
Maybe
MLB
it's
is going to be
biased
cool
to
with it,
me
man.
to
They
say
want more
because
people
the Yankees
coming.
are killing it with them.
Yeah.
But maybe I'd feel indifferent if
No,
the Brewers just killed the Yankees with them. I don't know.
That is true.
Maybe I'd
That
feel
is
different. It's similar to a fungo bat if you ever played baseball. That's what they use in BP,
Okay.
where it's very heavy up in one spot, but it doesn't necessarily like get thin to wide, back to thin. It's just really thick at the top.
Interesting.
Kind of thing used for BP coaches use. I love it. It's just interesting.
It is.
Baseball's changing. It's changing every day.
My biggest thing, and I know this is gonna sound absolutely crazy, but I have actually like a few friends in my chat that are MLB pitchers. So like I'm looking out for them.
They got it.
And
Hey,
I feel
man.
bad. Like they have the pitch clock now. They got these big old bats. Like
Yeah, no, I absolutely hate the pitch clock personally. So when I used to go,
I like it.
dude, they're catering.
I don't mind. I don't.
Yeah, they're making these games and catering it to the new wave
Wave
of
of-
fans that they're trying to bring in. You know, everybody's got short attention spans these days. They don't want to go to a game and sit there for, 2 hours is a long time to go to a baseball game.
I know.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, man. When I used to go to games growing up as a kid, you made a day out of that.
Right.
Okay, I would love it if I was at the ballpark for 6 hours. Okay,
Right.
that's freaking awesome. But my last game I went to was just barely over 2 hours long. It was a Cleveland Guardians Yankees game, man. Barely over 2 hours, like 2 hours 15 minutes. That's insane.
You know what I will say for the Yankees too, and I'll have to look into the camera for this one. Who needs to pay Juan Soto $700 million when you can pay this bat designer $100 an hour?
Yeah.
And we don't need Soto. We got Jazz Chisholm looking like Juan Soto out there.
Jazz I picked up his first Bowman when he was in Miami for like $50. I don't even know what it goes for now. I still have it, but I was like, that's a good pickup.
I will say too, as we're on baseball and Yankees, Paul Goldschmidt, great charge this season for being like 37.
Yeah. I thought that was a great sign for a 1-year contract, man.
100%.
Like I was initially, I'm like, we're getting Paul Goldschmidt, like he's for the MLB standards. Like, don't get it wrong, I'm in my 30s now, but yeah, he's old.
Hey, listen,
for MLB,
I will
okay?
take him from the Pirates if you don't want him. I will take.
Oh, no.
Give me your worst player, and I will take him.
I'll trade him for O'Neal Cruz.
No, I need. I need him.
We all know he's going to be a Yankee someday anyway.
No, he's not.
Just give us Paul
You're
Skeens.
not getting Paul
Yeah.
Skeens.
Just give us Paul Skeens.
Garrett Cole, Yankees.
I
Paul
want Nolan
Skeens, eventually
Arenado.
Yankees.
Dude, so bad.
Yeah.
I know people don't want him.
You think Paul Goldschmidt's a Hall of Famer?
He has potential to be.
He was nasty.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was good
for a
I think he
while.
has potential to be. So, yeah, that's a whole.
Yeah, it's tough.
Sorry.
Baseball's tough.
It
man.
is,
Yeah.
and it's so
Hall
hard.
of Fame is so much different than football and baseball.
What do you think the hardest Hall of Fame to get into is?
baseball?
You
Yeah,
think so?
Baseball.
Yeah, baseball.
Yeah, I'd have to go that route.
You
too.
have to. It's so tough.
Mhm.
I feel like it's very political too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Don't get me started, man.
On that same topic, let's get controversial. You think Barry Bonds should be a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
I do too.
I think
Absolutely.
I think A-Rod should be too.
Is A-Rod
Bring
not?
back steroids. All right, bring them back.
I
Let
think-
these dudes
I think
take it if they
A-Rod
want
would
to.
have been unbelievable without steroids.
Is Robinson Cano? Is he? Can he? No,
I don't think
no,
he
he's
is,
not
so.
that good.
No. He's good.
good.
I went
Yeah,
to
don't
I
get
went
me
to
wrong.
one
I know.
Yankee game at the old stadium
Yeah.
with my grandfather back in maybe 04, 05,
Okay.
and I watched Robinson Cano hit that thing 500 million yards out of the ballpark. And I was like, this is the best baseball player I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Babe Ruth has nothing on this guy. I was like,
right.
7.
I think eventually Barry Bonds will get in. Eventually.
Right.
That also opens
You
up.
do? You really think so?
I think.
Roger Clemens?
I think he gets.
Like,
I
will
don't
he
know.
ever be?
I don't
I don't
think
think
he gets
they'll
one of
ever
those
do it.
late ones. You know when they bring him in via.
Yeah.
It's like the accelerated process down the road where you're off the ballot. I think he gets in eventually.
I don't know, man.
I
This
don't-
is a whole different
Oh, 100%.
ball game, no pun intended. But
We should do a separate
you
pod
know.
on just this
Oh my
conversation.
Oh, I've
yeah,
talked
we
Because
could
we
go on
could
and
we could
on.
talk about this forever.
Because I think
Jeez,
Pete
man,
Rose
yeah.
should be.
Pete
Pete
Rose,
Rose should have already been in while
Especially
he was
now.
alive. It's a disgrace that
It
he never
is.
got
Oh.
in, and now like
Yep.
he's not going to be around to see it anymore.
Right.
You know, he should have already been in.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, dude.
Especially where we are in. I don't want to say the state of sports gambling, but like, I don't know. It's a whole new world now compared
Right.
to back when he was
Mm-hmm.
kicked out.
Right.
Yeah, no, the game has changed completely since then. But it's just a disgrace that Pete Rose never got put in.
Yeah.
He should have been in the Hall of Fame, dude. He should have seen himself get that plaque in there, and it's just very upsetting to me, dude.
I agree. He was great. Was he a good manager too? Ish, kind of, not really.
I
don't know.
remember.
It was before our time.
Yeah, I was
before
gonna
I was
say.
Yeah,
born,
that's
so
fair.
I
That's
never really
young.
dove into that.
I like
You know,
learning
I
about
like
baseball.
like
This guy.
I love learning about
We can do a
baseball.
whole
too.
two
Yeah.
weeks. That'll be one of the pods.
On the same topic, let's go to newer players. Drew, I want your opinion. In the MLB,
okay.
stock up, stock down. Who are you currently like buying for some of the younger players, and who are you staying away from?
I like to buy a lot of sleeper picks, man. There's
Really?
a lot of so it's rough when you dabble with prospects because you
It's
never know.
so
you know?
random.
You never know. So
Right.
I never tell anybody in my streams, especially, don't ever buy hype, sell hype. That's where I'm at. So like Leo DeVries is one of the prospects that just came out of 23 Bowman Chrome a little bit ago, or 24, sorry. And like he's got a lot of hype around him. The kid's good. He's young as hell. So,
Yeah.
he's really young, so you never know what will happen. But, yeah, I stocked up, again, biased here, but a lot of Yankees players.
George.
I stocked up on Lombard,
Yep,
and that
Lombard.
worked out pretty well for me. So, has been working out for me. But I stock up on a lot of the players that I enjoy watching play. So that's more
I
or
love
less where I
that.
tell people to, and if you're looking at the investing side of things, stock up on who you enjoy to go and watch on, TV, in person, what have you. That's why all those guys I named earlier, like, yes, Aaron Judge. If you can afford to get your hands on some Aaron Judge, his
Right.
price is going through the roof, grab some.
Even like J-Dom.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know about
No.
J-Dom. I wouldn't stock up on
You
J-Dom
wouldn't?
personally.
Okay. Hey, that's fair.
Yeah,
like
I mean, don't get it wrong. I have a nice J-Dom PC right now, but I'm not going out and inquiring anymore anytime
Right.
soon kind of deal.
He's expensive.
Yeah, he's a little expensive for sure, but he needs to get better in some areas first
yeah.
before I'd recommend ever
Starting
stocking
defensively.
up on him.
Yep.
Oh yeah, big time. So things like that. But yeah, stock up on who you love. I really like watching Lawrence Butler. He's a freaking dog, dude. He had 2-3 home run games last year,
Yep.
so alone. And so watching him play, I enjoy it. I love watching Pete Armstrong play. So I stock up on him. I bought a lot of his stuff. Probably one of the fewer side of things outside of Tigers fans, but yeah, Kerry Carpenter. I love watching him play too when
Yeah.
he's out. And so I've stocked up quite a bit on Kerry Carp, but and J-Ram, I think J-Ram has great potential of getting in the Hall of Fame one day. And I mean, he's the stud for the Guardians.
Right.
Like, that's a big L if he doesn't play with. I don't know if you heard he hurt his wrist, but
Yeah.
sprained his
Sliding
wrist
in a
recently.
second.
Yeah, that's a big deal for the Guardians. They need
Yep.
him, but those are the players that I recommend stocking up on. So
I like it.
It's not necessarily anybody in particular, but for each person.
You know who I do
So,
love, and he does have hype, like in the baseball community
Mm-hmm.
to really invest in. I don't know what his market's going right now. I know last time I checked it was kind of medium to growing high is Max Clark.
Oh,
I think he's just got that aura.
Mr. Swag, man.
He's got
Yeah.
that aura that when he
yeah.
gets in the MLB, people are gonna gravitate towards him
I agree.
Yeah.
so much.
I actually have one of my buddies in the chat, one of our customers. He actually talks to Max pretty
Yeah.
often. Goes to
Really?
a lot of his games. Yeah,
That's
he likes
sick.
going to the prospect games, and plus, this individual is younger in age too, so he can relate better with these dudes. But he likes going there and talking to him. And he's talked to Max on numerous occasions, and has watched him play live. And he's like, he's a freaking stud. Same thing, stud of a human being, stud of a player. So yeah, I'd say he's a solid pickup.
It's funny. I stay away from all Tigers prospects.
I
All
get it.
Tigers
I
prospects?
You want
understand.
to know why?
Yeah, put
Who'd
me
you
on. What's up?
invest in?
Spencer Torkelson. I don't.
Oh my God!
I
What a
don't
bust.
guap into that
Dude.
thing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Spencer, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Not panning out too well.
He's
still
he's
young,
had a
though.
good start to this
He
season
did.
so far. I will
He's
say.
still super
So,
young, but
I know he hit at least one bomb so far. In
he
the
had
first
so
couple
much
games,
hype
so.
into him though. Going into
Yeah.
his rookie season, it just crushed
Yeah,
me. I sold everything. I sold it all too.
I loved Torkelson coming out of college.
I did too.
Loved him.
That's where you back up to. Don't follow the hype, my friend.
Right,
So
I know.
He got hyped up big time. That was one I wasn't buying
I
into.
know.
So I don't have any Torque at home.
Right.
Again, sorry, Torque, if you're watching this, but I don't have any of his cards.
That's
so
fair.
because I never truly believed in him. It sounds really hard.
No, it's
saying
fair.
that.
Hey, that's part of the
But
game.
yeah,
though, you
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So
What about Dante? What about you? Do you have anybody that like you're kind of up on that you're really down on? Thoughts?
Somebody I really love, also Christian Moore.
Yeah.
I love Christian.
I loved him at UT. Unbelievable.
phenomenal
the
player,
Angels,
wrong
though. That's-
system,
I-
dude.
That's the only-
Dude,
that's the
when
tough
he got
part.
They're
drafted
gonna
there,
wreck him.
I
Right.
was like,
They
this
rushed
is
their
the
prospects up
worst
way
I
too
know.
freaking
They always
quickly,
do.
man.
team to go to.
They had a picture that they did that.
Ryan
too.
Johnson,
Ryan
they just
Johnson.
brought him up, and he did decent, I guess, for his first inning there, and then they put him back in
Poor.
again. and-
Yeah, got beat
Ouch.
up.
Yeah. They should have pulled him after the first, but nonetheless, that just goes to show, like, he never pitched once in a professional setting. You know, let's put him up in the MLB. Let's try him out. That's wild to me. Yeah, and the Angels do that a lot with a lot of their prospects, dude. And that just like look at Nolan Shinwell for last year.
Yep.
At least he did pretty well, overall. But yikes.
Well, also another sorry to dumb it down. Somebody that's like new into like baseball investing and collecting, right?
Yeah.
Football, your quarterbacks are like your primary go-to.
Yep.
Football's pretty easy with that.
What would you say for baseball? Like, is there a primary position or a position to kind of stay away from in the most part?
I mean, generally, Paul Skeens kind of puts
Changed
a
the
little bit of this. Yeah,
Pitcher
definitely
market, right?
changed
Because
it, but-
pitchers have normally people that you kind of want to stay away from.
Yeah,
right?
they're more undesirable, when it
Gotcha.
comes to investment side of things.
Right.
So, so usually the pitchers, shortstops are usually ones that people mostly chase after
Yep.
as a
Makes
whole.
sense.
It's the most talented positions
Right.
there. So, but yeah, I would probably stay away from most pitchers. But it is exciting having Paul Skeens coming up
Right.
doing what he's doing, and
Right.
and I think it's also unfair to pitchers, because those dudes, there's a lot of freaking studs that are pitchers out there.
Oh yeah.
And they don't get as much love as other position players. So it's sad, but it is what the
We
hobby is.
did on the same Tigers talk. You know
Yeah.
who we did pull out of Pantheon the other day, which I was pumped about? A modern pitcher. Take a guess. Modern pitcher.
modern as in what time period?
Let's
here?
say
2010s and up.
Yeah, first Bowman was.
Max Scherzer.
Not Max Scherzer.
Oh, he would have been Diamondbacks. He
Yep.
would have been Diamondbacks.
Yep.
Was it Justin Verlander?
Oh,
It wasn't Verlander. We had pulled a Verlander. though.
Okay, that's the main
It
one.
was Scooble.
Oh, Tariq.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah, Tariq
hell yeah,
Skubal.
that dude's a stud,
First
bro.
Bowman orange. It was
Yeah.
a beautiful card.
Okay.
It was like a $3,000-$4,000 card.
Really?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's sick. I love to see that for pitchers,
Yeah.
All right, fair.
Pretty sure I just pulled one of his out of our Pantheon the other
Did
day.
you?
Too. Not
I
that
love
card,
that.
not an orange, but yeah,
No.
I think so.
That's
Yeah, inked
one
up, if
Tiger
I'm not
I'll
mistaken.
I will
Yeah.
say too. I think
Tigers got-
catchers have an interesting market.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's not
very.
great, but it's not
one usually
bad.
dips hard,
Like
too,
Austin
though.
Wells is a decent market right now.
He also
Well,
started out pretty high.
Yeah, he's
so-
swinging a couple bombs.
He kind of just made history, man.
yeah,
But
even before the season started, like it was
Yeah.
decent. Like I was looking
Yeah.
into it. I was
Right.
trying to invest in him and Volpe, and Wells was a decent market.
Right.
it also helps he's on the Yankees.
He's on the
You got the
Yankees,
Yankee
too,
effect
yeah.
with that.
No.
But,
I feel like
you know,
first base, too, is kind of iffy-ish.
it's iffy. That comes down to what they're doing at the plate. Sometimes
Right.
I'm more or less on that one.
On fielding, right.
Pete Alonso. I actually feel like Pete Alonso's market. It's not
Not
ideal
great.
for his caliber
Yeah.
of play. I'm
Yeah.
not big on him personally, but yeah, like
You know who I will say too? Maybe this contradicts what I said earlier. You know who I think is a good investment, and I do actually like him is Roman Anthony.
Really? With the Red Sox?
Yeah, maybe that contradicts. Maybe that contradicts
he's
what I said
expensive,
earlier.
though.
Oh,
He's so...
but
he's,
yeah, he's really good.
he's really good.
nasty.
Yeah.
It's that whole.
I like
it's that
Durant,
trio.
too.
It's that trio.
yeah, I
Yeah,
like
got
Durant
him.
a lot, too.
Oh,
Big fan
You
of
know
Durant,
what I
man,
will
yeah.
say? I
This
do,
guy likes the Red Sox. He's
No,
like,
no.
Don't listen to him.
No,
He's a Red Sox
I
fan.
actually really do like Durant. I really
too.
like him. I hate that he's
Okay.
on the Red Sox.
I know. He's a
I
beast.
do really like him.
I think. I mean,
He's got aura.
the freaking
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah, he's
big.
jacked.
bro. Yeah,
He's young, too. He's like 23, 24,
Yeah, he's
I think.
young.
Yeah, yeah,
Beast. Good for
Yeah.
him.
yeah. I would like him much better in pinstripes though. But
Oh,
yeah.
dude.
So
I'm praying
Maybe.
that. I just want to keep some players. I just want to keep a couple of players to not go to the Yankees. But I could.
That's so cute, Connor.
I know it sucks. let us have a little something.
Hey, you got
okay?
Kutch back. You're maybe.
Oh, Kutch. Kutch is 45. He did hit a home run the other day, though.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, in a loss, of course. We lost.
Yeah.
But
Oh my gosh, they
Rough
blew,
start
they
for
blew
you
every
guys.
game.
we've blown
They were
every
up
game.
like in the 8th inning, like every game they lost.
We're 1-4.
Like I told you the other day, Bednar, he got the W the second time around.
After letting
So-
up a 2-run homer.
Yeah, but he still got the W.
We need a reliever.
So,
Anyways,
yeah.
listen. Let's get into some audience questions. And it breaks my heart. But I think it was because it was our first episode.
Yeah.
We posted on our Instagram to let us know some questions. We didn't get any. but Dante did get one from somebody. So
I did,
Dante,
yeah.
break it down for us.
So
What do
somebody
you
was asking me basically, what are our recommendations on comping? Where should we go? Where's a free option? Where's an option that you pay for? What is the best way for somebody to maybe get a better understanding of what they should sell their card for, what they could trade it for, and just along that line. So, I've always used, I have Card Ladder now, but I've also always used 130 pointer. Those kind of the two. Maybe you guys would use. What are your recommendations? Maybe searching like Facebook or something like that.
Right.
How would you guys go about that? Or recommend maybe somebody newer in the hobby, maybe somebody who's experienced but not maybe as much selling. So where would you guys go with that?
So if you're looking at it from the aspect of they really have no freaking clue, right? Easy, free is 130 point. So just go right on 130 point. It's very easy to type it in, search it, and then all these, the whole sales history from all these different places will pop up on there. So if you are really diving into the hobby and you have an immense amount of cards and you want, another easy way, you got to pay for it though. But Card Ladder's hands down the best way to comp your cards personally. So
honestly, and even if you're like Drew said, brand new into it, go to eBay, type in the card, sort it from, sold, completed. It'll show you what it's sold for. 130 point does all the easy work for you. That's what I would also go to. I don't pay for any apps right now. I don't use Card Ladder, even though I have used it in the past. I like using Alt, especially on graded cards. I know that sounds crazy, but like if I'm trying to find a specific graded card, I have the graded card and I'm trying to figure out what it is. If you type in the search bar, whether it's BGS, SGC, or PSA, you type in the search bar the number, the certificate number, it'll show you that exact card, what it had sold for, all other comps, what the average market is for it. You can change it from a PSA 10 to a BGS 9.5 to a PSA 9, all the way down, and it'll show you a bunch of different comps.
that's convenient.
That's what I like to do I think that's more for people that are a little more experienced that don't want to pay for it.
Yeah.
I like using all on graded cards, but I think I agree with both of you. I think Card Ladder is the best way to go.
Do you know what I also do? I will say kind of like my recommendation with eBay, because eBay can be tricky sometimes.
It can be,
Sometimes like a best offer, it doesn't even show
That's
you.
what I was gonna
It
bring
might
up
not
too,
even
yeah.
cross it out like it usually does, even though it's best offer.
Right.
But something too, if it's bidding, I always go to who bid. I always go to check. If you click on 31 bids, it'll show you every single thing that bid. It won't show you the full username.
Yeah.
Look how many ratings they have.
Yeah.
Like if they have 0, it could be a shill bid.
Could
so
be.
that's why I just be careful. Look at the
Ooh,
bids.
yes.
Absolutely.
And
I've
then
had that
just
multiple
see,
times happen
because it may say more than what maybe it is,
Right.
or I don't know. It's just something I always look at to just.
That's where it helps looking
make
at
sure.
the sales history overall. you
Oh,
know.
yeah.
That
So
too.
generally, when I try to get a comp price on something, I'll take the last 3 sales within a
Average
very
it.
specific time period. So
Yeah.
depending on what it is, there's a lot of different factors that drive the market in
For sure.
Ways, But yeah,
Definitely.
Well, that's pretty much all I had for today. You guys got anything? You got anything, Dante, for Drew?
I don't know. I will say it's great talking to Drew. Me and Drew don't get to talk as much anymore,
Oh, I
and
know.
me,
We don't. None of us do.
me
We
and
never do.
Drew were like, Drew was like one of my first like consistent, semi-consistent like duo partners on
Really?
on MLB channel. So I guess like if I have anyone to thank, it's Drew for
Well,
being up
thank
on
you.
jams, because me and Drew were like always. It was either me and Drew or me and Patty always together.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well,
Yeah.
well, thank you so much, Drew, for having us on.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you
well,
guys. Yeah.
Sorry, other way around. Thank you for coming on the show
Yeah.
with us.
Thank you for having me,
Thank you for
guys.
having us, Drew.
No,
a pleasure
of course.
to
I mean,
be
we talked
here.
about we got to talk about a little bit of the baseball season started.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Where some of the market is on cards, guys to invest in,
Right.
maybe not to invest in,
Right.
and a little bit of comping as well. But no, I'm excited for a great MLB season.
I am
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
We're also getting close to NBA playoffs is coming up.
Right.
We're also
The NFL draft.
Dude, I mean, there might need to be
So
an
excited.
episode soon about transfer portal
I know.
because transfer portal's starting cooking
getting
up.
crazy,
And then we
yep.
also have Final Four.
Final Four.
I will say all 4 1 seeds in the Final Four. It's interesting.
It's annoying.
Who do you got winning?
Interesting. What's so great? I was so accurate this year. I have Houston.
Okay.
Really?
I have Houston winning.
Wow.
I'm still looking good. My Final Four was 1 off.
Was it?
Okay.
1 off.
Dang, good for you.
It was
I got
whoever
shafted.
was Texas Tech's region. I had Texas Tech in the Final Four.
Did you? I think it was Florida. Or no, Auburn. Auburn.
I
was Auburn.
have Texas Tech.
So I'll be straight up. I don't know a freaking thing about college
Oh,
basketball.
really?
I did it here last year, my first ever bracket. And I
Right.
picked UConn winning, which worked out.
Yeah.
What a
Because
plug.
I have Huskies at home, right?
Oh,
so that's what I
fair.
did. This year, I picked Duke to win it all.
I
And
can
it was
see it.
just because I just like, I like, man, we'll go with the Duke.
As
the
a-
Blue D.
As a Heels fan, I think Duke is going to win.
Oh, they're so good.
They're so good.
That'd be my second. I only picked Houston because I didn't know how Cooper Flag was going to be.
right.
Like Duke is very good.
Oh, yeah,
they-
Cooper Flag's on Duke, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. See,
That
that's how
Houston
much I don't know
defense is
about basketball.
ridiculous.
I will say too, something we didn't even get to. We have some products releasing like in these next couple weeks. Some big products. Bowman U is one of them. Bowman Chrome.
Oh, yes.
Um,
You're right. Cooper Flag's going to be in there.
Flag.
Oh, that's going to be a huge
On
case
top of
then.
that, we got like Downer's Optic football. We already talked about Downer's Optic football. That's coming out. NBA's coming out.
Yep.
I will say, any big products coming out for baseball soon?
We have to wait until May.
Yeah.
So
May,
Bowman flagship will be coming out in
Okay.
May. So
Oh,
I mean,
that'd be
at
exciting.
least you're still riding the Bowman. Bowman's always anything
we're almost
Bowman.
out, dude.
Are you?
Yeah.
You guys
Roll
had
on
so
some
much
stuff, so-
HTA.
Yeah, we've been popping some HGA. We might have a fun promo coming up. I will say. So
Stay pink. Make
may
sure,
or may not release tonight.
make
so-
sure you guys go check out
before
Drew.
this episode airs.
Are you live? Are you live tonight?
Yeah.
Well, make sure. This is definitely not going to be live tonight, but make
Yeah.
sure you guys go check out Drew over on
yeah.
Fanatics Live.
It might be running for a little while. We're gonna have some fun with it.
Heck yeah.
So
There's a lot. I think there's a lot of good products coming out soon. We never even talked about the fact that Flawless is coming out soon.
I know.
For NBA.
Right around the corner.
It's probably gonna be the Flawless of the decade for NBA.
I hope so.
It's gonna
Gosh,
be
yeah.
that big.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I know.
Our
I
gotta
peop-
say.
every
I
single
know, I'm
person
pumped.
keeps coming in our chat. Like
One's
our
Flawless, one's
usual
Flawless,
big
one's
buyers. They're like
iMac too, no? Is it
IMAX coming out very soon too. That's next week. But people keep coming in. They're like, I'm saving because Flawless is coming out soon.
Yeah.
Don't blame them.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be crazy.
I know, you're
I
gonna
am
have fun,
so
dude.
excited for that
I wonder
triple
if we're gonna
logo,
rip any.
man.
I think we're going to rip some, probably.
Dude,
I hope so.
probably those things are gonna be expensive.
Are they?
Yeah, it ain't a cheap product.
It ain't
so
cheap.
Dude, wait till that
fuck the chase.
LeBron Wemby logo, man. If they don't have a duel of those two, it's failed.
Oh, they would. They're
Yeah.
100%
Yeah.
will be. There's got to be. There's got to be.
I did see Topps also mention, or not Topps. Panini mentioned something about Luka making his Lakers debut in product soon. Not too
You think-
soon, but
you don't
it's
think he'll
coming.
be in flawless?
No,
Yeah, I was
it's,
gonna
it's
say.
still last
Yeah,
year.
you're right. You're right. you're
Last
right.
year's
Yep.
flawless, but it's coming sort of soon.
That's gonna be
Okay.
sick.
Maybe
That'll be a fun
select.
chase.
That'll be
Yeah.
a fun
It
chase.
may make the Lakers even crazier
Right.
with Chase.
Right? Because
Yeah.
he signs too. He's the one that signs.
Yup.
I mean,
And
LeBron
then you'll have
doesn't, obviously,
LeBron,
with Panini,
Bronny,
but-
and Dalton Connect all.
Yeah.
And Kareem
Oh,
signs
shoot,
and everything.
I forgot about
Lakers
that.
are going to be crazy.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
nuts.
Straight out there.
Fun.
Yeah, oh yeah. Hey, it's my time talking NBA.
hey, I like it. I'm game for it. I like talking. to
No,
you.
no. It's you know what's so funny is we literally have right here all
three
three
sports.
We
Yeah.
have the baseball, football, and basketball.
I know.
Best fall.
Where's
worlds.
Ryan for Pokemon?
I know. We got to get Pokemon.
we need
Yeah,
Ryan
right.
and Chris for
we
Pokemon.
need Tyler for F1. Tyler,
Yeah.
I will say, shout out Tyler. That guy knows the in and outs of every single sport. Dude, it could be underwater basket weaving. He'll know the top five in that sport. So Tyler, if you're
Yeah.
listening to this, shout out to you.
Yeah.
That was nuts.
He knows his stuff.
Oh, yeah.
He knows his
does.
stuff.
He does.
Dude,
Dude,
it's
you
crazy.
know what's a good product this year is the tennis product.
Yeah, I didn't get to rip any of it. I don't know anything about tennis.
What tennis product?
They've been,
Like all
was
of
it?
it?
It's Topps Chrome, no?
they've been selling a little bit. They've
Is
been
it
selling.
Topps Chrome,
Yeah.
right?
There's Topps Chrome and graphite.
Graphite?
Tennis is a big market now.
Oh, it's
Okay.
huge.
You know
That's
why?
huge.
Yeah.
'Cause everybody likes to bet on it.
Yeah, that is
Mhm.
true.
Yeah.
But it's a
When
big market.
when five in the morning rolls around at the end of a show, you know I'm betting on some tennis
Yeah.
or ping pong. One of the two.
whoa.
One of the two. I go
Ping pong.
crazy in it.
Okay.
But I'm just being honest, okay? I'll bet on a little ping pong. I don't care.
Oh my goodness.
I respect it.
Well, table tennis, it's fun.
Yeah.
And you can watch it on DraftKings. Like, what more could you ask for? But well, what else? You guys got anything else?
No.
I mean, what a show. What a show,
Yeah.
Drew.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so
I
much
love
for
having
coming
I
out.
love having
Thank you
guests
guys.
on.
Me too. It's gonna be fun. You're our first guest, Drew. So-
First,
let's go.
That's history right there.
I know.
Yeah, I love it.
That's
Let's
history.
go.
Well, that'll do it for episode 2 of Buying the Hobby.
Oh, yeah. Make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, favorite and download us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, on all streaming platforms.
I like that.
Also, follow us on Instagram. I don't know if you want to shout out your Instagram.
Yeah, Surreal Life Drew on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
I tell people all the time, hit me up if you ever want to talk, if you ever need anything. I have no problem walking you through everything. That's with one L. Surreal
One L.
Life Drew.